All right, so welcome again. What the heck? All right. All right, so welcome again to MG Sports TV. Welcome again to Military Guna TV. People, thank you very much for tuning in. And I do apologize for being late, so I just left that stuff to be, I'm kind of repping, I'm repping start of the morning in a beautiful sense. The boys didn't provide the happiness, but guess what? The girls are doing the job. So hats off to the girls who are getting the job done. Yeah, very much showing some level of patriotism, I gotta be a bit patriotic, But anyways, people, thank you very much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Let me get the background music going. So you can enjoy. So hopefully you guys are doing good. It's been a good day, most definitely. I started doing some exercise now, so I'm getting back that energy level. That energy level is rising again. That enthusiasm level that I always have is getting back there. I'm very much an hyperactive person. For all those who know me, I'm very, very, very hyperactive. For those who know me, I do believe that this coming out now has a lot to do with the success that we're seeing on the pitch. The vast success that we're seeing on the pitch. So most definitely today is the preview for the Reggae Girls versus Canada. Canada versus the Reggae Girls. All right, so we have to be, as I said to the people, on match day, I'm slightly biased on match day. I'm being honest in regards to the Reggae Girls. But before match day, which is today, and after match day, I can be straightforward. Just know, let me know, people, anything that I'm saying from now is very much straightforward and analytically on point. But tomorrow, which is match day, I'm voting for the Reggae Girls. I can be real and still vote for the Reggae Girls. But tomorrow, it's straight Reggae Girls. Anyways, as I said, guys, this is our social. You can go over to our socials and follow us on our socials at MG Sports Media, Instagram at MG Sports _ media as well. Twitter and Instagram. So as you guys tune in, drop in the comment section where you're watching from and how are you feeling. Where are you watching from? How are you feeling? So I am watching from Portmore and I'm feeling very good. Portmore, Jamaica. St. Catherine, Jamaica. Portmore, St. Catherine, Jamaica. I'm feeling very, very good. Very, very lively. A lot of energy. I don't know where this sort of energy come from. And it's stop drinking oats. Yeah, but hopefully you guys are doing good. We're gonna crack on with the show. I started out the show with the game, the highlights of the game that the Reggae Girls defeated Haiti with. Now we can track back as far as to the Haiti game and have a look at what really happened in that game and going forward how we can assess the particular performance against Haiti and what we can fix against Haiti and bring it forward to what we're going to be doing against the Canadian team. Now, this is a total different ball game. This Canadian team is a total different ball game. Vast different ball game from Haiti. Vast. So it's going to be a tough task. Now, as you can see, there is a poll in the comment section. There's a poll in the comment section. Let me see if I can remember what the poll said. The poll is stating, this is what the poll is stating. How confident are you? 0%, we are out. 50%, but we still believe. But we still believe. So the but you still believe is saying that we can. It has a lot to do with how much we believe. So, tough one. So far, 67% is saying we can get it done. That's good. That's good. That's good. I like the confidence. That's good. 6% said that we are out. 6% said that we are out. Oh, it's now 5% said that we are out. You don't start the 5% there. And if we should be honest, the 5% is actually closer to the reality of things. The 50% is actually what we think of ourselves, and the 100% we can get it done is just being boastful. that is just literally being boastful, people. At the end of the stream, definitely at the end of the stream, I'll be checking back this and see what the votes are like at the end of the stream. Hopefully, people, let me know if you're getting glitches. Let me know if you're getting glitches, because I was looking at a while ago and I saw a bit of glitch. Yeah, so hopefully at the end of the stream, I can look at this and see what people really believe. So the 50-50 percentage is getting higher. I like that. It's not 30%. The 0% chance we're out is now at 4%. So that is declining. That's a good thing to see. All right. Now, against Haiti, the Reggae Girls went into that game despite Jamaica in the Caribbean. In the Caribbean is ranked number 1. Despite that, we went into that game on the downside that Haiti predominantly is the better team in the competition based on what we are seeing and based on how they are performing. Now, 2 key things that a lot of people didn't remember with the Reggae Girls going into that Haiti game. 2 key aspects. They have already been in pressurized situations like that. That's 1. And they have already been into the World Cup. That's 2. And the Haiti team have never been in a situation like that, despite how well they are playing. They were a bit shell-shocked, I would say. They were slightly shell-shocked. They were a bit shell-shocked. Let's run through some of the comments. Jasheen 876, Mosquito City, more. Speechy Israelites watching from Trinidad. Big up. Now the Caribbean, you know. I really like Caribbean. No, there's one particular country in the Caribbean that I wish I can go. I don't know the reason why, but I for some reason, all the information, all the stories that we hear about Bahamas just made me I'm very much intrigued in going to Bahamas. Samuel South said, watching from Wyoming. Where is that? Wyoming? Where is that? I'm not sure. Ryan Tomlin said, here in Westmoreland, very happy for the girls. Yes, we are. Oh, yeah, Karen. Ryan Tomlin said, big up my G, MG. Can we see him singing my G? Yeah. Big up Ryan. Dwayne Shirley said, if we put the right players, we have a chance. We do have a chance, but as I said, the Canadian team is a different ball game. Different football thing. It's just different. We are talking about a really good team. Boss Thomas said, we can do it. We just have to increase our performance in every area, limit the Canadian and what they do best, and we should be able to get it done. Now, the Canadian team is not as dominant as the USA team, but I do believe that they are in a good position. I do believe that they play really good football. So I'm expecting a very good game from them. Now, we the Jamaican fans will be fully behind the Reggae Girls, but we have to realize that when the Reggae Girls play better teams, noticeably better teams, it's actually a 50-50 for them, and it boils down to how much they want it and definitely what they're willing to give to get it. Now, in the USA game, obviously, based on what we saw, we could say that they didn't give their all. You could say that you get that feeling that they didn't give their all. But when they played against Mexico and Haiti, you see a lot more fight, you see a lot more passion, you see a lot more hunger. I want to see that same desire that we got from the Mexico game, that we got from the Haiti game. I want to see that same desire against Canada, because if we should be truthful, we didn't see that same desire against USA. It seems it had a feeling as if we already conceded to defeat when we played against the USA team. Players being rested, vital players being taken off the pitch. I know that the coach is a very tactical mind in regards to how he approaches the game, but I didn't like the feeling that we were considered to defeat so early. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Reeve Austin said, I heard on Sportsmax interview that 6 Jamaican heritage players on Canada's team. Wow. Hazy called big up Hazy. Samuel South said, States. Tajay Scott said, Canada front line is not dangerous as the Reggae Girls. A Canada defenders saved them. Why? Let me tell you something, man. Defense wins you league. Defense wins you league, because you need to keep a clean sheet, and then guess what? Anything can happen after that, right? Once you don't concede, Once you don't concede, you're halfway there, You're already halfway there. But the problem is this now. If you have a team and the strength of your team is your front line, right? That's the best part of your team, and they're not scoring and you're conceding, you are in problems. You are most definitely in problems. Samuel South said, I just want them to be aggressive but capitalize on the different areas. They didn't have this with the USA team. I totally agree. I don't know if a shell shock or I don't know. I don't know what happened with the USA team. I don't know. I really don't know. That game against the USA, I just didn't like the feeling that I got. Demian said, Amari said, checking in from Canada, my 2 team will be at it. Who are you supporting? That Damien. Is it Damien or Damien? Is it Damien? I think it's Damien. What are you supporting? Since it's your 2 team, who you want to win? Dwayne Shirley said, I want the girls to go after Olympic as well. They will get more international team to play. That is true. I do believe that this would actually bolster their chances in getting something really good, and not just they'll get the opportunity to play a lot more top teams. Even after the World Cup, they're still participating in top tier competition. Now, with the Reggae Girls going to the finals, that would be good. That would be good. That would be very, very good. And I'm very much interested in seeing that happen. I am very interested in seeing that happen. Now, if we should analyze this Canadian team, very strong defensively, not the best midfield, and they can score goals. But defensively, they are solid. And I do think that it's not the defenders only, but their defensive structure. Breaking down their defensive structure, they kind of sit in a deep block when they lose the ball, but they try to recover the ball as early as possible. Now, if we should try anything against the Canadian team, I do believe that this is a team that we should try most definitely and try to out-muscle them. I believe this is a team that you need to try and out-muscle, specifically defenders. push people forward when they're going forward, put numbers forward when they're going forward. Because one thing I realized, specifically with the USA team, is that they're very good at the second ball. I do believe that we need to work on our second ball. Second ball is this: when the first phase of play, so the keeper boot out the ball. Said the keeper boot out the ball to Khadija Shah. She didn't control it well, and when she didn't, if she doesn't control the ball, the next phase of play, that would be considered the second ball. No, the USA are really good at the second ball. So this is what they do. So if Rebecca Spencer boots out the ball to Khadija Shah, right? Khadija Shah goes up for the header, and it's evident that she will win the header. All they'll do is predict the direction that should head the ball to, and a player would go into that direction. So she would be the first to the ball rather than trying to fight Khadija Shah for the ball, even though she already won the ball in the air. So they did do that. For example, when clearance come out, they try to put numbers, like corners, they put numbers at the outside edges of the box so that they can have the second ball. So they're very good at the second ball. Now, this could also be a tactics that we can deploy, because the Canadian team defend in numbers, right? They defend in numbers. They try to recover the second ball as well. They try their best to get the first ball. But what I realized that if we can't get the first ball, we must get the second ball. We're very poor. We're very weak on that. If we don't get the first ball, we're still not getting the second ball. So that is an area that we need to fix up. I'm not sure if the coach needs to like just lump some ball into the ear and see how best we can challenge for that ball, and the second ball must be winning the attacking advanced position at all times. So that is something that we need to work on, and I do believe that the coach must have seen that. Tajay Scott said Canada have the best defenders in Concacaf, and many maybe at the world, many be at the world, and many be the world, but Jamaica front line. Okay, well, I'm Tajay Scott. Me kind of struggle to read that. But Jamaica front line can break them down if the coach start the best players. Is that only, you know, Tajay Scott, it's not only starting the best players, you know, because you can start the best players, you can definitely start the best players, and the cohesiveness of the team kind of fade away a little bit. Starting the right players is important. Starting the right players. What if in the event that the coach view Premius, what if the coach view Premius as a better player for Drew Spence? Just figuratively speaking, right? Not saying that it is. But what if in the coach's mind, or even in some people's mind, that Salon is a better player than Drew Spence? So that is the reason why Salon would more likely to play over anybody else. But in the same aspect, Drew Spence, in regards to performance-wise, gives you a more consistent, at a higher level performance. So it's not only about starting the best players, it's about starting the right players that can bring the right balance to the team. Big up Rolando. That means Morris is a cheer for Jamaica for sure. Of course, yeah, of course. Jamaica, man. Yeah. Hey. It's gotta be Jamaica. It's gotta be Jamaica. Alright, so let's have a look. Big up Rolando, what going, bro?
Big up everybody. Big up everybody. Big up yourself, military. Big up yourself.
Yeah. Oh, things.
All right, things is fine. I'm here at work, you know.
Still feel happy?
Why? Still proud like it just happened. Still proud like it just happened. And you know what? Quietly, I kind of feel I have a little bit of confidence going into the Canada game.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
So have a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, keep them quiet long enough, and then you have a player like Drew Spence in the middle who can pick a pass.
Mm-hmm.
All we need is one break, and the defense, and our defense lock it down. You never know.
You think we can hold them out?
You know, it's a tough task, but at the same time, Canada is not the same animal like US.
True. One of the cases in which we are viewing Canada similar to that of USA. You think we're doing that?
They're close, but at the same time, they're not that close. Canada is closer to US than we are closer to US. Or we are closer to Canada. But I still think Canada is more beatable than US. That's not me being overconfident.
We're closer to getting a draw from Canada than that of the USA.
Right. That's correct.
Because if we can nick a draw and bring it to extra time, or even penalties, and it's anything from there on,
You check out the games that Canada played. Apart from the Trinidad game, they didn't really. I mean, they dominated all of their games really, but they didn't really look that, unbeatable.
Then they really look that, like, as in how powerful that they are. But defensively, they do have a really good structure based on what I saw. They have a very good structure.
Right. It's just so funny looking at this Canadian team because I think about 6 players on the team could have played for Jamaica. Mm-hmm. So it's just funny looking at this Canadian team. And I'm quite sure you probably have some on the US that could have played for Jamaica as well. So it just shows you Jamaica fueling, even the best teams in the world, Jamaica fueling them with talent.
True. That is so true. That is so true. May I try find one head-to-head between both Canada and Jamaica in the female perspective.
One thing's for certain, we have to go into this Canada game with a different mentality than we went into the USA game. We can't go into that game thinking that we're gonna gun-ho. Mm-hmm. We have to play smart and we have to focus from minute 1 to 90 or 90 plus.
Mm-hmm. All right. I find a little website that provides some stats. I say I can bring it up on the screen. Let me see. All right, so people find a website that is providing some stats. It's live score. Canada woman versus Jamaica woman. So it said head-to-head. 2 games have played so far. All right, so these are the stats. Let me see how best I can bring up these stats. So I'm going to squish in this. Let me see if best we can bring in this. All right. All right. I think that is good. All right, so people, these are the head-to-head stats, people. These are the head-to-head stats. Let me move the comments. All right. All right, so these are what the stats looks like for the Canadian team versus Jamaica. All right, so come out of the way. All right, so basically head-to-head, we have played 2 games against Canada at top tier level, the women's team. We have lost all 2, all 2 of them conceding 11 goals. We have lost both of them conceding 11 goals. Now, let's look at the last 2 games. So there was one in 2018 where it's on the 10th, the 5th.
I think that was a group stage game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I watched that game. Actually watched that game.
Well, the 9-0 or the 2-0?
No, the 2-0. I don't think at any point in time in our history we should have been getting 9-0 from Canada. I don't know what went wrong, but I don't think that should ever happen again.
Well, in 2020 we picked up that fat 9.
I'm not sure what happened in that game, but you can judge for yourself. You think this Jamaica team should be getting 9-0 from any team in the world?
No, but we don't know what happened. We really don't know what happened. That's, as I said, so that's kind of puzzling.
Yeah, I didn't watch that game. I watched the 2-0, but I didn't watch the 9-0. And the 2-0, it was a fair reflection of the game, really, because we didn't really offer much going forward, but we defended well, and Canada took their chances when they got them.
Let me see if I could find a starting lineup for that game. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if the starting lineup is available for that game. No, it's not available. It's actually not it's not available. Statistics. It's only providing the statistics. So it's actually not available. It's not available for it. I wish I could find it still. All right, so the 9-0 is actually the more recent defeat. Let me see if there's any level of the starting lineup or anything. Okay, so these are the goal scorers: Jameen Becky, Jordan Utima again, Janine Becky, Utima. So they are Utima score much goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. Whoa. So the match start for that game that we got the 9. We had 30% ball possession. They had 62. They had a total of 23 shots. We had 3. They had 10 shots on goal, 10 shots on target. They had and we had 3 shots off target. 6 corner kick to 3. We had 1 yellow card. That was a battering, man. That was a battering. I can't even find the starting lineup to really look at the team to see who really participated in that game.
I found it on Google.
You found it on Google?
Yes, I found it on Google. So I don't know if you could just search that.
All right. So let me.
Well, it was a 2-0 I actually found. I didn't look for the 9-0 as yet.
I may hear feedback.
Hearing a feedback.
You're rolling now? I hear feedback.
You still hearing it?
Yeah. So the 9-0, me look for the 9-0. All right, so let me see if I'm find the 9-0, but I say I can't find the lineup. All right, yeah, I find the lineup. but this is actually a very good team based off the lineup that I'm seeing. All right, so let me stop sharing this. Let me bring the lineup for the 9-0 defeat.
Are you still hearing the feedback?
Yeah. You open 2 page, that's why.
Tell me.
All right, so this is the team that got 9 from Canada. This is the team that got 9 from Canada. And if you should say anything, this is actually a good team. If we should be honest, this is actually a good team. This most definitely was a good team. Let me see who was the coach at the time. I'm not seeing the coach. Oh, Busby was the coach actually. Wow.
Maybe that's around the time when he was involved in the scandal. So I don't know.
In 2020? When did that came out? But this is actually a good team, you know, Rolando. Schneider, Campbell, Sashana Campbell, Swaby, Plummer at that too. Blackwood, Bond Plaza, Salon, Asher, Khadija Shah, and Williams. That is actually a good starting lineup. On the bench, we had Farrell, Ariat, McCoy, Sade, you have Chambers, Tiffany Cameron, Judy Carter, and Tierney Wilshire.
Funny enough, Canada has their best player on the bench as well, Fleming.
Jesse. See? We have something similar.
But we know how this goes, you know. Once a team scores like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 goals, heads drop. And moral low and everything, and frustration kicks in.
Sure.
So we know how this goes, but I'm thinking the more you keep it, for instance, Mexico versus the US, the more you keep the game at 0-0, the more frustrating. the stronger team or the you know the team that expected to win get frustrated,
That's
and
true,
the
no?
harder it gets. So the
Because
more we
you know,
choose
look,
it,
as I make right with you reference to the Mexico versus USA game, you can see how they cheered when they scored that one goal.
yes, very much so. That it really felt like it was a relief when they scored a goal. They really celebrated that goal.
And the person that got player of the match was actually a Mexican female. I don't remember her name. She was the player who got. So basically, Mexico was playing really good.
Yeah, they were defending well. They were defending well,
All
and
right.
I think they might have got something from the game if they didn't get a red card.
You know, funny thing about it. So in the earlier aspects of it, right? Let me show you something. When Jamaica played Mexico, we defeated Mexico 1-0, and we are going to play the USA. At that point in time, the USA defeated Haiti 3-0. So when we're going to play the USA, we all know that the USA team is actually a better team. This is what happened now. USA battered Jamaica 5. Mexico got battered by 83. So this is the notion that they came into the game with, right? Into the Jamaica game. Because Haiti defeated Mexico 3 goals, and Haiti stood up to USA team and didn't get 5 like Jamaican did. Automatically,
they didn't get 5, and also they could have scored two goals.
Exactly. And also they said that so automatically the 80 team now is the favorites to beat Jamaica. So they use the correlation of what happened to other teams rather than what is how Jamaica and Haiti play and style of play and those things. They only look at the results for the previous game, saying that based on the results that we saw means that this is going to happen. In normal aspect of things, future projection, that is how it's done. That's how scientists project certain things. But in real life scenarios where we're dealing with human beings, where human error is a factor, I don't think people really look at those aspects of football. All right. So when we play when you look at it now, if we should reverse it and say that Mexico played against the USA first, right? And the game went down to the nitty-gritty, and USA only win by 1 goal. And in the event we should play Mexico, people are going to say that we cannot beat Mexico because they old USA and just got 1, right?
That's very correct. That's very true. It's a psychological effect.
Psychologically. So I believe that we are, even as fans, we psychologically accept defeat before even giving it a chance or giving it a try, because we're using all these notions of how other games went on to predict how our game will go.
But I'll be honest with you, without any prediction, because we beat Mexico and going into the US game, me personally, I expected a loss. However,
against Haiti?
No, against US.
The reason I would expect a loss against US, is because USA is world champion.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to the Haiti part, right?
Yeah.
I expected a loss against US. However, I did not expect to lose by so much goals.
Agree.
I feel like this team is talented enough to at least get some chances against the US and not turn over. You understand? This team is talented enough. I don't know if there's a big drop off between the top 10 in the world to the rest. But I feel like this team should be talented enough to be in the top 20. And I don't think this team should be losing 5-0 or more to the US.
No.
Now, losing that amount and then losing by that amount, and with Haiti doing reasonably better than us against the US, psychologically now, going into the Haiti game, everybody's thinking, oh, well, Haiti beat Mexico 3-0, even though the game
That
even though the game
Mexico 4 or 5.
No, even though the game that Haiti played against Mexico, they won 3-0, but it wasn't it wasn't a 3-0. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't a 3-0, and none of Haiti goals were from open play.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, Mexico beat Haiti. I mean, Haiti beat Mexico 3-0 and put a better performance against US than we did. So going into the Haiti game now, psychologically, everybody is thinking, well, Haiti performed better than us in these two games, in these previous two games. We didn't perform that well in the previous two games.
You know why it was different for me, or I view it differently? And this is why a lot of people came at me for it. I was not looking at the final score. I was looking at the performances, how the team is playing, their style of play, and how they approach game. So most people who are saying certain things, they're looking at the final score. They're looking at the final score. So I have a friend, Big Dylan. He messaged me. So boy, when he messaged me and showed me the score line. So 80 give Mexico 3. And he texted me and said, we're in trouble. And I said, what do you mean by that? He said, look what 80 give Mexico. I said, but that is football. I said, did you look at how Mexico play versus 80? He said, not really, but they don't put away their chances. It's about who put away their chances. And I said, this is what I said publicly, that the Jamaican team is far more clinical than the 80 team. People come at me and say, look how much goals they score against Mexico. Look how much goals they score in the earlier stage. And I said, I totally agree with that. I totally agree how much goals they score in the early stages, much goal they score against Mexico, and all these factors. I totally understand that. But 2 penalties and a free kick does not necessarily mean that you are clinical. It doesn't.
I think they're judging it not based on the score line against Mexico alone. I think they're judging it based off the amount of goals they scored coming out of the group stage, which I admit that
it's a lot.
I admit that the Haiti group was a reasonably weaker group than the group that Jamaica was in.
Damn rep, all these teams. It was weaker.
It was a very weak group that they were in.
But people are not looking at that. People are looking at the score line. So most of the persons that I have come in discussion with are people who look like they're just looking at the score line, rather than looking at the team performances just itself. Just look at the team performance. So going into this game now, the reason why I am very much 50-50, despite the Canadian team higher ranking, top players as well, the reason why I'm 50-50 is because so far I've yet to see a performance which highlights the ranking or the level that Canada is. I've yet to see a performance. You know when you're watching the USA team and it's evident they're just oozing with class. I'm yet to see that from the Canadian team.
Yeah, you see the Canadian teams, and I'm speaking from what I saw going back to I guess 2018. The Canadian team that I observed from that space of time, even during the World Cup, they're not that kind of team or the same caliber of team as the US going forward. They're more of a grind it out kind of team. They will grind out results.
Grind out results. Thank you very much for saying that.
So that's the kind of team they are. They're tough, they're strong, and they will grind out the result. They would counter against stronger teams. And if they get a set player, a free kick or whatever it is, they would score and they would grind out the result. But that's what I get from the Canadian team when they play against the bigger teams. When they play against the weaker teams, I guess you see them express themselves a little bit more. But if you check the Canadian team playing against the US team at any point in time, you would see that they're not a team that will hit, dominate possession, shots after shots after shot. They're not that kind of team. US will give you that. Because US basically think to themselves, well, we are the world champions, we're the best team in the world, so we don't fear any team, we're just gonna go at them.
All right.
But yeah.
So let's have a look at Canada last 5 games, right? And in pretty much, because Canada played a lot of games this year, actually. They played quite a few games this year. Let me see if we can show some more match. These are all the games that Canada played so far this year, in
Do you
comparison
see that?
to what Reggae Girls play. So this is what
I'm sorry, I'm not cutting you. Do you see that?
what?
Do you see that 2-2 Canada versus Nigeria and we beat Nigeria?
Yeah.
Football is such a weird thing.
But look at it. Here's England as well. 1-1 with England.
Wow.
Yes, you see it?
Yeah.
See, we can scroll up, we can see it. All right, so Mexico, Canada. This was last year. Mexico versus Canada. Here we go. I'm running through some of my comments because comment section I move mad. As a farm there, blows and skirt. All right. So I'm running through my comments. And we can get back to the show. Delroy Miller said, "Win or lose, where do they put us?" Guzman Walla should play on the counter and be physical. We need to pass the bunny to hold up the ball so the pace of Trudy and Jody can get in behind. I think our pace and physicality gonna be the key. We have Fabian gonna call in. Big up Fabian, no going, bro? Me there, no?
Big up yourself, Fabian. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man. I listen to Yarrow and not too long, we wake up and I listen. I little call. See what go on.
Tough game, What you think?
No, I think I go give my 2 cents about the discussion on about Haiti first before we go to the Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So, before the Haiti game, I had a discussion with a coach and we were talking about the game. And I came to this conclusion. It would not have been easy to beat Haiti because of how they play. Now, we had 2 options. We could make the game a lot easier or we could make the game a lot harder. And we looked at some key areas that were important for Jamaica to beat Haiti. And the coach addressed all of those areas. The first one is having Bonisha playing in the number 9 role. Mm-hmm. She has to play center forward in front of the goal. Mm-hmm. You need her to be in front of the goal to cause the damage in front of the goal. That is exactly what happened. So that's the first one. Second, we needed Bonisha to have one of those games where she had the captain of the team, she lead from the front and get the job done. Mm-hmm. That happened. Third concern that we had was that Drew Spence needed to start in that midfield. Mm-hmm. Because of how Haiti plays on the counter. And in transition, Jamaica team look all over the place. Mm-hmm. So what Haiti does, Haiti will sit back, soak up the pressure and hit you on the counter with pace. They did
that as well, no, Fabian?
They did that many times in the game.
Yeah, you see one time.
We lost Fabian.
I think she made one error for the entire game. Mm-hmm. She made a big difference around there. So even though I was saying it would not be easy, I didn't have any doubt that we would beat the Haitians. Another reason is that the Haitians, when they were playing against Mexico, I said, please, they score. Mm-hmm. So, and it is not, and the Mexicans didn't really test them going forward, and we have the best striker in Concacaf. So if it's one thing is for sure, mm-hmm. Bonisha will score.
Question. Most of the fans that had doubt, do you believe that they were just looking at the final score rather than an in-depth analysis of performance from both teams, Haiti and Jamaica?
Let me tell you this. All right, so the thing with female football is female football doesn't have a lot of fans. who will sit down and watch the games. So a lot of persons did not watch that Haiti versus Mexico game. What they got was the result, and them start put together say, oh, if we give Mexico 1-0 and them give Mexico 3-0, that mean them better than we. That is madness. That it don't work like that. That is not how football works. But as me say, the average fan, they never watch Haiti versus Mexico. They were just looking at the results and start assume, because even after Haiti beat Mexico 3, I always vote in the poll say we are gonna beat Haiti. It's not going to be easy, but we are gonna beat Haiti. Because I know we have the firepower, and from I see Drew Spence starting in that midfield, me say game done. Because she was missing in that US game. Now I'm starting to wonder if it was a chess move by the coach to bench Spence in the USA game.
And I believe it was. When they did that, I agreed with him.
Because you see, it's a competition, you know, and you have to think ahead. And I think that was a brilliant move by him to save Drew Spence for this game, because when a Drew Spence played against USA, maybe we wouldn't get back up, but we would have still lose, because USA right now they are miles ahead of Jamaica. And military, when you're talking about the second ball them where USA are win, it's not a tactic, you know. It is just to show how far ahead the USA team is.
Okay.
So when you are sharp, you see, when you're sharp,
true. Quicker thinking.
You start where the ball will be going. You start picking your battles. So you know, say, for instance, if you're going for in the air, you're trying to go against Drew in the air. 90% of the time,
he will win it.
Drew is going to come out on top. So what you start doing now is start making Drew uncomfortable. So you don't want him to go up and take it in his chest. You want him to play it off.
Then
no, because
pretty quick play it off.
Is sharper. Your team sharper. Hey, yes, in football we can set up and force them to pass it where we want you to pass it. You know?
That's why them say, as a wing back man, you force the winger to direction where you want him to go.
Bro, a lot of times, alright. So it's not that the second ball is a tactic. The tactic is you direct them where you want them to go and then press where they are weak.
Agree with that 100%.
In the first part of the game against Haiti, they were pressing as a unit, and instead of Jamaica try to play through the press, we did a kick some long ball. And I didn't like that at all.
Second half we change it though.
Once we score the goal, it mess up Haiti's plan, because once we score, Haiti can't sit back again.
Force them to come out.
They have to come out. And when they are coming out, that will give us more spaces
to work
in behind and more spaces to work. So that is why the first goal in that game was very, very, very crucial.
And you know the funny thing about it though? They almost got the first goal now. As I said, the transition when he hit the post. So even if that went in, it would be a different ball game.
Yeah, but
it would be harder for Jamaica.
Remember the first chance of the game actually fell to Haiti, you know. Across from Dumene into the box, and the girl, he run under the girl foot. She was swinging and he run right under her foot.
On that foot.
And then they get the second chance and hit the post. So they could have been 2-0 up before we even scored one.
It could have been. Right,
yeah.
But I wasn't worried about them scoring goals, because as I said, please, they score from them, score from home play. So I expected them to miss a few. I just wanted Bonisha to be clinical. I wanted her to be very clinical in that game, because I know that once we get the go ahead, by the time we got the second goal, I know it was a game set match.
Done.
That was it. From we scored 2, I said more going to go in. If the game go done like 3 or 4. Because at that point, it is not that Jamaica is 4 goals better than Haiti, you know. It is just that based on the scheme of things, Haiti has to change the game, has to chase the game. The more you chase, the more spaces open up at the back. So losing 2-0 or 4-0 ain't make much of a difference.
True, you're still a lose.
You're still losing. But it is better to lose 4-0, trying to come back from 2-0 down, than to sit back and defend the 2-0.
100%. I agree with that.
You understand? So I don't want people to think that Jamaica is 4 goals better than Haiti because we are not. It's just that based on how the game
proceeds.
was played. Yeah, that Haiti had to just chase the game and we say, all right, if them score power, we are saying, well, we have to just go all out to come back in this game, which is how football said.
What I would say now, Fabian, is this: the game, both teams basically, people Jamaica is a little bit better than Haiti. Based off the fact that we play.
I don't think so. I think Haiti has a better team. There are just some individuals and Jamaica's come up trumps. I think as a unit, I think Haiti has a better team as a unit. It's just that for our team, you see, Khadija Sharp being the X factor there.
Drew Spence, goalkeeper, Murray.
Yeah. So it's not that our team on paper is better than their team. It's just that our player, Haiti have one ten him mad in man.
You're talking about 26.
The number 6.
Domane.
She's the one that hit the post twice. She's the one that hit the post twice.
Domane bad, she I probably don't know. Come like I best ball and I come Shanta.
And she's only 18.
18.
It's just that in football and always the better team win.
That's true.
So it's just that our players are in some strategic positions that are very pivotal to the game, like Drew Spence there in the midfield. And I did predict that Solana Primus would have a better game with Drew Spence there because one player can enter midfield through and fix the other two because one, they would have more faith in Drew Spence. Two, Drew Spence will direct traffic in there. So
yeah,
so it would be easier for them in the midfield. So I expected that. Now moving on to Canada, the Canadians are better than us.
Agree.
They are not way ahead of us like the Americans.
But recently they're not play like them better than us. They're not play like me expect them to play.
Alright, that is what I'm coming to. So the Canadians, they are better than us, they are a better team than us. But on current form, they are not that much higher than us right now on current form. They're not playing like how we know Canada can play. So there are two things I'm looking at. Jamaica, we have gotten our objective.
World Cup.
Which is to qualify for the World Cup. So is it a case where we qualify for the World Cup? So now we just take our foot off of the gas. We're not going to show that level of determination that we showed against Haiti. Because you could see from the first we see that Jamaica, we had determination.
Up for it.
Not like in the US game where we had our shoulders down from the first whistle and we expected to lose. We play like we lose the game before the game start. Against Haiti, it wasn't like that. No. Is it that we're going to get that performance since we qualify already? This game is very tricky for me because the Canadians don't look that impressive and they can be beaten. We can beat them.
Agreed 100%. Not that we're going to, but we can. We can. That is where, I'm not saying we are going to because I still don't know what would come into the game with. If they go sit down and, sit back and say, we qualified for the World Cup already. So mentally, burden come off our shoulder and all of that. I don't know if we're gonna play the same impetus that we did against Haiti, or we go come out and say, you know what, we qualify already, so let us just play our game free and beat up Canada. It's hard for me to predict what will happen in that game. I just know that
mindset.
They don't look as good as they normally look, and if we have a chance to beat Canada, if I was the coach, I would go for the win.
It boils down to the mindset the players then come out with still.
Right. So it depends on the mindset of the camp, how they are feeling.
Is World Cup qualification enough? Do they want to compete in the Olympics? Do they want to stamp their authority saying that we are coming to the World Cup to really come and compete, not just to participate? So this is a difficult one, and I do think the coach job as well is going to be tough in the motivating the players going forward because the number one objective, is completed. I think the number one objective is completed, and that might be the burden now for them back. What if we start seeing them playing a bit better now because the burden come off them back as well? That possible?
That is also the flip side. That's why I'm saying it can be a case where we meet our objective and we put a lackluster performance, or it can be a case where we meet our objective and we play free flowing with no pressure.
Yeah.
We actually turn out playing well, but one thing I know, the Canadians can be beaten.
Yeah. And coin for how them are play right now, they can be beaten.
They can be beaten. Are we going to do it? I can tell you that 10 minutes into the game.
Based off of how we look.
Based on how we look approaching the game and all of that. And I'm leaning towards Canada because of the big celebrations that we had, even when we got to the hotel and all of that. You see, mentally, when I set an objective and you achieve your objective, mentally that push to go there again, you know.
Yeah, man.
Very hard to remotivate, you know.
I'm hoping. I watched an interview with Sportsmax when they were interviewing the physio, I believe. And I hope what he says is true of the team going into this Canada game, that they're gonna play with the handbrake off and play with some freedom.
That is nice. I am hoping so. That is the best scenario for me. The other scenario is them qualify the answer then go be lackluster, but I want them to play with the handbrake off. I say we qualify already, let us play free. Because if we play free, we can beat them. Just play our free flowing game and anything happen. I mean, in sports, in every sport that is, when you are more relaxed, that is when you get your best performance.
True.
When you are more relaxed, you get your best performance. So I think if we are relaxed for this game and play free, you will see the players playing to their full potential, go there and express themselves, knowing that even if we lose the game, we still qualify for the World Cup, so that tension there would be gone, so they won't be tense or anything like that, they'll be relaxed. So I'm hoping that is the mindset that the players come out with. And again, we can have one next mindset to say, we qualify already, so it really matter, you know.
It don't matter anymore. We can go back to Jamaica and go relax and party a little. Yeah.
So that game is very, very hard for me to predict.
And so far, still, Canada have been good, specifically in their zone. I do believe the mere fact that Jamaica is coming out of the toughest group. Because, all right, look at this, right? We could have a look at this, Fabian. Let's track back to last the Champions League game. We did discuss that already. Normally, when you look at certain competition, specifically in football, the teams that have the most difficult route normally are the teams that win. Why? During their route, they normally face the toughest teams, which have risen their level. Every game they play, their level rise. Every single game they play, their level rise. So when they reach to the finals, or to even to the semifinals, the team that they're playing in the semifinals, if most of the time, if that team is not playing other teams at such a high level, they tend to come in the semifinals with a little bit of lackadaisical attitude, as if it's another game that we're going to play, and we're better than them because we're known to be better than them. Not knowing that the competitive level that this team is coming with is vastly high on par to what you are. And guess what? No, because you're already laid back because of the games where you play, you beat up that team there, you beat up that team there, beat up the team there. Now you're going to face someone who has been fighting through the entire tournament and reach your bottom of semifinals. I can tell you, it won't be an easy game. Despite you might have the aura of the better team, you might have the better players. It boils down to what this team has been through and what them decide to say them want on the day, on the pitch. A lot of people don't know, so many times sheer heart and desire win game, you know. And talent get kicked to the bush, you know. Sheer heart and desire. Because, you know, if you see Fabian, if you see a Man City and a Real Madrid now a Champions League final, two teams are talented, right? Wrong or right? Two teams talented. It boils down to who wants it more. Who willing to fight for every 50-50? Who willing to win the independent?
It boils down to Yaya Toure Guzu.
So, when you look at the Canadian route, not saying that the Canadian had easy game, but their route to the semifinals is vastly easier than that of Jamaica. If we should be honest.
And funny enough, you know, I watched the Canadian game versus Trinidad. Trinidad actually defended well up until I think Canada had their second goal.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, Trinidad just, I guess, they just fell apart after that. And then in the other two games, it wasn't like it was a blowout game for Canada in the other two games. And they were playing against weaker oppositions.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for sure we are way stronger oppositions than Trinidad, Panama, and Costa Rica.
All right. May I ask you something? If Canada and Mexico was going to face off, who would be the favorites for that game?
It would have to be Canada. Canada would be the favorites for that game.
But most people have said it would have been an evenly contested game, right?
Yes.
No, Canada would have the edge. No, all we're looking at it right now is this. Canada, we're ahead of Jamaica, and it's not really that contested. It just depends on how we turn up. Why isn't it the same as if it was Mexico going to play Canada? Is it a case in which we're looking at football on a historical view versus what's happening right now?
All right, so military, you have to remember, yes, the level of Canada is so high. All right, there's a big difference between Canada level and Mexico level. That regardless, Canada would still be the favorite if they're playing against Mexico. They would have beat up Mexico regardless, even if they are not playing well. Now, what we are seeing with the Jamaicans is that the Reggae Girls, they, even though Canada is at a higher level, they are not that far ahead of us. They are within touching distance. What you find in sports is that once the team that you're playing against, if they are not that far ahead, if they slip up or if you come with your A game, you can. So that is the big difference there. And you did mention that Jamaica was in the tougher group. Now, there's a saying that says iron sharpeneth iron. And you see teams that normally come out of a tougher group, they are sharper, a lot fitter, stronger when they go against teams that literally coast through the group stage.
I agree.
All right? And I'm going to give you an example that hits home. Junior Flemings. For those watching, look at Junior Flemings before and after he made the first team in Toulouse.
True.
Wow, big difference.
When he went there, he could not even get into the first team because he was playing in the USL, which is a very slow, laid-back league. And transitioning to Europe, it was a big step for him, and he could not handle it. He couldn't handle it at first. But guess what? By training and playing together in France, he got better, sharper, stronger, faster, and he broke into that first team. Now, Junior Flemings playing for Jamaica in these last few games is a completely different Junior Flemings.
100% agree.
So it just shows you that the more competitive games that you have, then the better you are going to be. That's why some footballers, they leave teams because they say they want a new challenge and all of that. If I am playing every day, I may play against people who are better than my level will drop to their level now.
True. Me can say something that come like FIFA. If you play FIFA with some people every day who are not good, automatically you get worthless. When a box on man top that man, you go shrug. It's a blue and skirt.
And this is precisely the reason why JFF deserves some cussing, because the team need friendlies. We need to be playing more friendlies. You know
a funny thing, Rolando, let me say something. When time Jamaica play against Catalonia, right? When Jamaica played against Catalonia, and we got five wickets from Catalonia, though.
I think it's
you know what Paul Hall said? Paul Hall said, these are the games we should be playing more often. And you know people said, no, you won't get beat up every time, this and that. Paul Hall said, these are the games that we should be playing more often because this is the level that we want to be. And to get to this level, we must be playing at this level.
By Tennessee, Lewis, you need to fix up that sentence there, you know.
Military, Canada is way ahead of Jamaica. On Mexico, you guys realize Canada are Olympic champion? Yes, we do realize that Canada are Olympic champion. But you're speaking about what happened then. We're speaking about how they are playing right now. That is what we're speaking about. That is what we're talking about now.
Who is that Tennessee.
Tennessee.
We can ever see it's pretty good. Tennessee. The thing about it, nobody is saying that Jamaica is better than Canada. Nobody is saying.
We never say. I don't say that.
Who would have mad to think that?
In sports, not all the time the better team win or the better team on paper. So on paper, Canada is better than Jamaica. There's no doubt about that. But on the field, playing right now,
they're not far ahead. They're not far ahead.
Teams are not that far. They are better than Jamaica, but they can be beat. If Canada turn up and if Canada play the game and don't come and turn up for the game, they will get a shocker. Because if Jamaica turn up from that game and play how we know the Reggae Girls can play, and Canada decides, oh, it's just Jamaica and him come lackluster and all of that, they're gonna be for surprise.
Very much so.
Again, the gap between the teams are not that big for Canada to come and play like a day and still win.
You know, one thing about it, Fabian, in rankings the gap might be big, but playing wise, big.
Yeah, and ranking has a lot to do with history and all of that. And we see the Reggae Girls team getting better and better. And remember, we have some more players who are supposed to come into the team who are awaiting their clearance. And if Satara and Murray coming in and making such a big difference is anything to go by, I think the gap will further close in the coming years.
Fabian, may I look on something? Just make a note right there because you said something right. In regards to iron sharp iron. The USA versus Jamaica game, could that be the real turning point in the Reggae Girls campaign? Saying this, say that defeat would have shown the girls the level that they should be playing at, the desire that they need to be playing at this level, the technical skills that is required to be playing at this level,
and the tactical approach.
And the tactical approach which is required to play at this. Could that particular game be the one that turn the tides for the Reggae Girls? When they went into that Haiti game, we all expected a gun-ho business from Haiti. Yes, they had some good moments, but when I realized when the Reggae Girls would have gone forward, they were so vicious in the front line. They were so, it's like one cheat that just a wait on him prayer, and as in get it and grab it. They were very clinical in the front line. Transitioning from midfield, from defense to midfield to attack was silky smooth and slick. Listen, people. Let's speak. Let me say something, people. Many people don't look at football in a perspective where in football you won't control the game for 90 minutes straight. It's impossible, unless you probably have Man City or something like that. But it's impossible. You cannot control the game for the entire 90 where you have the ball. The opposition will have the ball at some point, and if they are good enough, they will realistically put themselves in goal scoring opportunities, and it boils down to if they score or not. So, for example, we have seen Crystal Palace play against Man City, and Crystal Palace get 2 opportunities for the game, boom, 2 goals. Man City get 5, then a score, deep block, game done, 2-0. Man City done the game with 80% possession and 40 shot. Crystal Palace 13% position, 2 shot, win game, and it done this. So, no.
Use Man City, man. Use Arsenal. Use a side. That happened to your side, really.
No, my side not good. My few side were really good. My few top teams, man. All right, let me get an example then. Sheriff against Real Madrid. So what I'm saying is this, people. I'm not saying that we're going to go into the game. We're going to control the game for the full 90 minutes or anything like that. We're going to say that it is evident that Canada do have more technical players, more advanced players than us. What I do know is that we will get our opportunities. If it's a case in which we take our opportunities, that will put Canada in a position where they have to take theirs as well. So if the game I go down 5-4, 6-5, more than likely a straight up go down. Belong to the better defensive unit. And we have seen that Canada have a really good defensive unit. Nonetheless, we do have a good defensive unit as well. Bear in mind that people take away that 5-goal score power. Take away the 5-goal score power. A catalog of errors happen in that game. Be it things. You don't even realize, but structurally the team never set up right. And I do believe that game was already conceded to defeat going into that game. So we already lose that game before we start. Just look
and I don't think that we played let's say we were defending or like that. We're not utilizing speed. We're not utilizing the wings because we have speed in wingers. We're not utilizing that.
Hennessy said, no one is saying we can't win, but it's not likely.
Oh my God, it's not likely.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it cannot happen.
Tennessee, I think you're looking at it wrong.
Tennessee, we have to explore all possibilities. So if we can't just look at it one way and say Canada rank higher than Jamaica, they are better than Jamaica, so they are going to win. So we have to look at every area, and as a coach going into a game that a team is better than you have to sit down, analyze that team, break down that team, and say, all right, they are better than my girls, but guess what happened? If I do this, I can beat them. So if they are going to beat my team, they are going to beat my team while my team is following my instructions and trying to win the game. And that is exactly what we're doing in Tennessee. So we're not saying it is likely that Jamaica is going to win. We are looking at all of the things that need to happen for Jamaica to.
So this is a perfect segue now.
This Canada team.
Oh, you still speaking? Okay. So this is a perfect segue now, Fabian.
Very good chance of winning.
This is a perfect segue now, Fabian.
Yeah, go on.
How can we hurt this Canadian team? How can Jamaica hurt this Canadian team?
Oh.
Wait, we never hear that.
Must say, how can hurt this Canadian team? That's a very good question. Very good question.
I will answer that question. Canada has the best defenders in Concacaf, right? Jamaica has the best striker in Concacaf, right?
Yeah.
That is what I believe we have to do. If you give Bonisha 3 chances, she will score 2.
Just launch into Bonnie.
If she is switched on and ready, so there's a saying, Canada's strength is in defending. Jamaica's strength is in attack. So it's gonna be like a defense versus attack. So anybody who is more potent on the day, that is how we can hurt. Because if Bonnie Shaw take on that defense line and destroy that defense line, the entire Canadian team would fall apart. Because they're big on defense. And I'm telling you, you see, when you're a defense-minded team and a defense-minded coach, when you are going up against a top striker, because in my mind, Bonisha is in the top 5 strikers in the world of female football.
I agree with that. Tennessee negative effort. Tennessee said it's not the rank, bro. We can beat Canada. It will be massive, but we will have to beat them twice because we are not beating Canada and USA in a row. We are not. Tennessee said this now. We are not. Look like Tennessee has a future.
Listen, when Leicester won the league, nobody in the world could have told people that Leicester would have won the league, except the person who placed a bet on Leicester.
What do we agree? Say USA is the best in the world, and the chance of beating USA is the chance of we beating USA is the chance of me becoming a billionaire. It's slim, very, very, very slim. But not because it's slim means it's impossible. So we can't say not. Better say it's unlikely.
It's not gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen this year. USA still is too far ahead of Jamaica.
But remember human error now. Remember human error. A red card, a penalty.
I'm just about to say the same thing. You might get a red card and a penalty. We score. And despite USA have 10 men, or Canada have 10 men.
And get a red card and a penalty.
We can hold on.
It's still gonna be hard for Jamaica.
It will be hard, but will it be impossible?
No, nothing is impossible. I'm just saying the likelihood of Jamaica beating USA this year, I don't see it happening this year.
Very slim. Very slim.
I don't see us beating USA, even if USA go down to 10 players, and I'm going to explain why I said this. You have to have a very good team for you to make changes to your team, and it does not affect your performance.
Agree.
USA made a lot of changes against Jamaica, and the persons coming off the bench look better than the persons coming off the field.
True, 100%.
So when you see a team like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy to beat a team like that, you know. And I don't know if you realize, a lot of the persons playing for that USA team, it was their first time playing for USA, you know?
Then we must rap on any people never did that. Even not even Alex Morgan they play.
Oh, because as I say before that, the transition in those players, the players them that you see now that played against against Jamaica, these are the players basically they want going forward.
Based off the podcast, I was watching a female podcast that will cover the USA team. They do cover extensively the USA female soccer team, and they did say that the team that they have right now is a team that they are building for the future, and some of the older players they're trying to reload some of the older players them.
So military, if they're building a team for the future, and this young team is so much ahead of Jamaica, what's gonna happen in the next few years?
That's why we need to start. That's how we need to start working. How we're working right now.
So that is why I'm saying USA. Let us just make USA. It's like running go and win.
Off your false start. Make ball go and win and off your false start.
No man, make ball go and win. But know that we are getting inching closer and closer to that level. Because for Jamaica, it is very hard for Jamaica to get back to that level.
Agree.
To get to the level of USA. Being in the USA right now, bro, USA pay more attention to female soccer than to male soccer. I say soccer because I talk about USA.
The football, man.
They pay attention to female soccer more than male soccer right now. Female soccer get a lot more
investment. They have a lot of investment, man.
A lot more. So when I go to bro, me tell you already, say me got a female football tournament, but I full like a Premier League final minute I watch. Full.
Yeah.
And they are so technical. They are so technical from a young age. So you see, like for us to get to that level, Jamaica would have to invest big in female football, because when a girl turns 6 or 7, you know, they don't teach them netball in America, you know. Football, them teach them, you know?
No, but it's the cult. You have to do it culture still. You have to do it culture because yeah.
Because I think the culture of the US, soccer is considered a female sport in the US. That's their culture. Soccer is
right. So they will always be ahead of Jamaica in because of what they do at the grassroots level, especially. They invest a lot in developing female footballers, because they know that they are the best in the world and they want to keep it that way. So they develop a lot of proper female footballers. So because of that, USA will always be ahead of Jamaica. It's just that we cannot fight them on that level. However, as it relates to Canada, the gap is closing very fast.
What I can say about that is can you imagine, Fabian and MG? Can you imagine if Jamaica, the players that could play for Jamaica from the US and from Canada were actually playing for Jamaica? Could you imagine those talented players in the Jamaican squad? Because you know, if we close the gap and let's say we have a talented player that in Canada or in US that can have a choice between US and thing. If we close that gap, we would give them something to think about. They might say, okay, well, you know what? I want to play for Jamaica. You know, based on the level of where Jamaica is, they might turn their head and say, I want to play for Jamaica. In England, you have the league is so high. The players are getting better. And one of the things I noticed with England as well, they don't really have a lot of black players on the national team.
No. That is the reason most of them are turning towards Jamaica. That is the reason a lot of them are turning towards Jamaica.
So can you imagine if we continue at this trajectory going up, we would have a lot of talent pool available to us, open to us. And with that, we need to invest, as Fabian said, we need to invest in Jamaica in female football. We need to.
Either right now, I don't see that happening right now. But you just give me an idea that I've been thinking about. USA is like so far ahead of Jamaica right now. We consider USA our backyard. A lot of persons living in the USA have Jamaican heritage. Now there are some players who are very good, but so for instance you might have 5 centre backs and all 5 have Jamaican heritage. 5 go for the USA team, 3 of them make it. It doesn't mean that the other 2 are not good. It's just that the other 3, the coach prefer the other 3 for some sort of reason. So I think the JFF need to do some homework now and target these fringe American players who are on the fringe trying to break into the team and say, hey, you know what? Guess what? In Jamaica, going to the World Cup, do you want to play the World Cup? You want to go and fight for the US team and don't make the team? Or you want to come and play for Jamaica, help Jamaica go to the World Cup, like what we're doing with the Reggae Boyz, with the players from England. I think we can search through America and find players with Jamaican heritage that will add to our team. That would make our team better going forward. There are a lot of colleges with persons there because the 2 centre backs that played against Jamaica, they played a college, them come from them played together at college. They are the centre back parents for them college. So I think that's where we need to look for it. Go to these colleges, look for the women's soccer in the colleges, hot in America.
You want me to give a fun fact? I'm giving a fun fact. I'm just calculated up a while ago. People want to listen keenly, people. I want you guys to listen keenly. In 7 games this year that the Reggae Girls have played, they have had 4 clean sheets in 7 games. They have conceded 7 goals in 7 games. And remember now that one of those games they conceded 5 goals, which is against the USA. So if you take away that USA game, roughly 2 goals in a 6 game. Now they have scored, but you have to put in the USA game. They have scored 29 goals in those 7 games. And they have played against some real good opponents. That there is some good stats.
What is Jamaica's Reggae Girls rank? What are they ranked in the world?
I think they're ranked 51.
It will change.
I think that
will go higher. That will definitely go higher just now.
I think I started a year, man.
We're gonna drop. I don't think we're that far. I think we're in the 20s. Based on what I am seeing, I think we should be in the 20s now.
And that's what I was saying to Military Corner. That's what I was saying. That I think we belong in the top 20, or maybe just below the top 20.
I am thinking that 2019 thereabout, because the top 20. If I'm looking at the USA as the benchmark of being the best team in the world, yes, USA beat us 5 and all of that, but I could see where USA are not 40th places better than Jamaica.
All right, so it's the ranking from the 17th of June. Let me see. That was actually before 17th of June. Let me see now. 17th of June. That was before we played Venezuela. That was I mixed up. 17th of June.
It's how the thing is, it's how they do the ranking. So they do the ranking based off points, and so our history plays a big part in our ranking where we're coming from. So it's not like everybody points get erased and we start back from scratch at the beginning of the year. It's points. So we're coming from a far way, and we're gonna make a significant jump in those rankings.
Yeah.
That was before Mexico.
Between the ranking time and now, we actually won a lot of games, and we beat Mexico, who was ranked 20 something, I believe. So I expect at least a 10 place. I expect to go up at least 10 places.
I think it will happen, man.
And I think by the World Cup, I think we are gonna jump also into the top 20. We're gonna jump because I think this Jamaica team, we are not at our full potential as yet. We are gonna get better. I see where we're going to get better, And if Mexico is ranked at 26, for me, Jamaica should be at about 21.
May I look on the ranking now? Mexico. Yeah, Mexico rank at 26. Mexico rank at 26.
If Mexico is at 26, Jamaica should be at about, because that Mexico team no good like Jamaica.
But even Nigeria rank 39, and we beat Nigeria recently. We beat them till we beat Nigeria.
Because of history, bro. Remember how points them calculated and enough.
We beat Nigeria last year. We beat Nigeria last year.
Remember, we don't really have no team, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in the past. And so we are coming a long way. So all of these teams would have got that's a real
and one of the main things as well we have to take into consideration, even the games that we lost
mm-hmm.
were against the top 10 teams, so we won't lose points for those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me see. Paraguay at 50. Jamaica there. I think Jamaica's supposed to be at 51. Yeah, Jamaica there 51.
Yeah, we even played against Costa Rica and we dominated. Because I don't know how to win that game.
Costa Rica, how much Costa Rica there? May I check Costa Rica. Go back to Costa Rica, the lower than we. Paraguay, Northern Ireland, Slovenia, Slovakia, Hungary. Costa Rica, the 37th. Exactly, Costa Rica, the 37th. So funny enough.
It's just the points. I think the points we're gonna climb on the table though, as it relates to the points standings, because ranking works off points.
Mm-hmm.
As we say, when Jamaica never amass no much points, and so now that we start getting points, we're gonna be jumping, like we're gonna be leapfrogging a lot of teams as it relates to ranking. But I don't really pay attention to ranking.
Mm-hmm.
It don't really mean nothing at all to me, because football isn't played on paper. Football isn't won on paper either. So that is why I'm saying USA is ahead of Jamaica, but I don't say USA.
Yeah, Tennessee, yeah, man, you can call in, man. You can call in.
Don't make him call. Come on, here with Tennessee.
All right. Tennessee, you can call in, man. I'm blessed up for the super chat. Here, Tennessee. Pagan said the diaspora helps us close the gap faster. Let us see. I'm gonna look on something, some ranking, something. All right, so I think Jamaica, Nigeria, who rank higher than lower than us, will beat them. Give Costa Rica a good run for them money. Canada. USA tend to just beat with left, right, and center. When is a psychological thing with the USA? I think it's a psychological thing, you know.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I think we can put up a better performance against the US.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have what it takes to beat them as yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know in football. But I think we are due. We're due a good performance against one of these teams.
Canada woman this year, they have done well because them beat Germany, who ranked 5th. They have done a lot. They have won a lot of high profile games. So even,
and I think they're the defending Olympic champions, I believe.
Yeah. So they have done really, really well for themselves this year. I understand the reason why people are fearful, but in the competition that we're seeing so far, it's not that far off. In current form, it's not that far off.
Yeah, people are making the note that these other teams have played way more friendlies than Jamaica, and those kind of things affect rankings as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and somebody was mentioning that Mexico actually beat Canada in a friendly.
Uh-huh.
So that those things kind of contributed to Mexico ranking that highly.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, I think Canada is a top 5 team in the world.
Canada?
Yeah, Canada.
A top 5?
They're
yeah, man, they're ranked 6. They're ranked 6.
6.
And I think their ranking is supposed to go up as well. And probably jump ranking.
Right. So they're one of the top teams in the world. So for Mexico to beat them in a friendly, I would imagine they get a lot of points for that.
Tennessee. All right, we'll go call back. So we have Sweden, France, Netherlands, England, Haiti.
Hi. Can you read that comment from Ishmael King?
Ishmael King, hold on, let me see if we can bring it up. Ishmael King, Ishmael. May I search for it? The Marley Foundation is planning to invest in a woman league. That's good. Tennessee, Wagwan. Yeah, no. Yeah, me I hear, Wagwan. Yeah, I say no.
Everything good. What do I say? When I say on the round, said Jamaica can beat Canada. But I think sometimes we have to be realistic. Because you know what, sometimes when people say certain things, I think people put their expectation too high. And when you're not happy with them ones, then everybody come back and start cussing girl them and cussing coach and say, well, you never do this, I never do that. When you reality, people have realized that Canada are Olympic champion. United States are the number one team.
Canada Olympic champion. When was the Olympic?
The Olympic?
Yeah.
The Olympic maybe about 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Can't be 2 years ago. 2 years no football. 2 years ago, the football in that play.
Yeah.
It'll be about between 3 to 4 years ago. Because 2 years ago, they landed in 2020 where no football in that play. See that 2019, 2021.
What military? No matter how your time is finished, Jamaica doesn't nowhere near Canada level. You don't want to attack,
Hold on. Jamaica is nowhere near Canada level.
Nowhere near Canada level.
In regards to ranking,
You see match against Panama? You see match against Panama?
what match they play? What year? Yeah.
You see Panama, me actually come out and play for football.
Football.
Canada would have destroyed it. Panama try to defend.
Hold on. So isn't that a part of football?
I'm saying that's a tactic. That's a part of football. If Canada was supposed to go up against the US right now, Canada would have done the same
Olympics.
thing.
That's the Olympics was last year.
All right. So Canada Olympic champion.
Yeah.
World champion. We can't win a game against them in the military. But what me I say, you see when people set the expectation too high, I saw that end up disrespecting people because we lose.
No man, no. That disrespecting the players them is no reason for you setting expectations high.
No,
disrespecting the players is solely down to the person or the individual that they are.
What he's saying is true to some of the fans that don't watch women football regularly, because after the US.
What is being realistic?
Realistic means you can go in that game and be optimistic, so you can get something that game. But most likely, if the coach says no, you're not get nothing. You understand? He's not going to tell you that, but if you know what he says, we're not going to beat that team.
No, you can't know. You can't know that. You can't know.
Hold on there. I can't say something. Which football team you support? Which club you support?
Yeah?
Which club you support? Yeah.
Same team you support.
Arsenal?
Same man.
All right. Let me ask you a question now. If at the beginning of the season last year, Arsenal played Brentford for the first in not much years, can I ask you a question? Going into that game as an Arsenal fan, who do you think would win?
Well, I think Arsenal.
Why?
Because Arsenal are the most established team. Arsenal are Premier League long time.
Isn't Arsenal way ahead of Brentford?
Yes. In terms of what?
In terms of ranking, players, quality, everything, way ahead of Brentford. Brentford just come in the league in the first game in the Premier League in years, right?
Yes.
On the night, how much Arsenal pick up?
2-0.
How much
2-0 Lengit.
2-0 or 3? 2-0
No, 2-0 Lengit. 2-0 Lengit.
2-0. On the night, 2-0 Arsenal pick up. I'm going to ask you a question now. Do you believe, say, the coach of Brentford team approached that game, say, we not get none from it? I'm telling himself that we not get none from it. I'm telling himself, Jenks, we want something from it, and we are go for something from the game here.
Military. You know, so we are looking.
No, man. No.
You can't be different, man.
No, man. Why answer the question? Before I go further, why answer that question? Do you believe, say, the coach going there and say, boy, Jenks, Tell yourself that we're not getting none from it, but I hope so we can get something. Do you believe that is the mindset that coach going at for? Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something, Tennessee. You do psychology?
No.
All right. So I do a psychology course. One time I did my law degree. I do a psychology course. I have a certificate for it right now. In psychology, it is known to the whole world that once you're going on any battle, anything you're going on, once you're going to mentally defeated, you're already defeated. You're twice as defeated. You know that, right? You know that the Bob Marley and all them prophet, they say. In psychology, they said that the reason why people, despite them go up against the opposition that is better than them, the reason why they have to embed it in a mindset that they can win is because there are some gas or some fluid that is released inside of the body which can project them to put them a level above the normal level. That fluid that is released by the brain, by the nervous system, can actually act as adrenaline. It acts as an adrenaline to help propel the players them. Not saying that it will get over the line now. But what it does, it pushes you above your normal level. Let me give an example. A man who go race a race by his normal self, like in normal people, versus a man who go going on a race against Usain Bolt, is a total different race him ever run in life. Because he's going up against the best that ever done this, the fastest man in life. So if his personal best is 10 flat, when he go run against Usain Bolt, and him tell himself that, get something out of this. Intelligence, get something out of this. Despite him run 9.88, and he never win, He never win, because Usain Bolt probably run 9.77. Despite he run 9.88, you know when he get out of it? He went above his own personal level. It smashed his own personal level. Now, this is what happened now. In football, some of the time, that percentage, that small percentage that allows you to go above your normal self, it is actually what gives you the win. In some cases, not all. In some cases. So in psychology, this is the reason I'm bringing the root here. In psychology, a lot of people said that I am very optimistic and then kind of something there. In psychological, this is what happened. It's in psychology, they tell you that a person who is very positive attracts positivity. And it is 100% true. 100% true. If you have a team, despite the team not good, and for the final game of the season, you boss up the team and say, Jenks, we are winning the last game of the season. We will win this last game of the season. The chances are they will win it. The chances, I never say it will happen, no. The chances are. Just like how Jamaica went to the USA game. You see when we went to the USA game? From the first 10 minutes, you can say that the Jamaica not going to win it. You know why? You never see the intent. You never see the desire. You never see the 50-50. Mm-hmm.
No matter where you say, there's some things, no matter what you do, at some, all right, in certain stages in your life, certain things go to your reach. You understand? You have the reality is US and Canada ahead of Jamaica by some distance. All right, you realize, yes, even if we make it to the final, I'm playing US in the final, and US beat you realize you have to play Canada again. You realize only one team make it to the Olympics automatically?
Realize what?
You realize only one team make it to the Olympics automatically? The team who win the final?
Oh, the final, yeah.
You realize the second team, if you play third place team against the...
Confirm.
Eh?
Hold on. To make it to the Olympic, the first team... No, me have got
I don't think I agree with that one.
No, I think even the two finalists make it to the Olympics.
It has to be the two finalists because they can't punish the second place team.
You're sure? Only one person make it to the Olympics?
100% sure. Go check it.
All right. I'll check it.
If Jamaica is your final, and you beat them, they have to go play third place team. The third place team can't beat Canada again.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Logically, that makes sense to you?
At least it can get more game and third place team.
No, man. Me ask you a question, man. Me ask you
That
that
format
makes
don't
logical
sound right,
sense
man.
to you.
That format don't sound right.
Why make sense?
Because the third place team have a chance to make it to the Olympics too.
No, but if the third place team did want to have a chance, they make it to the final. Make it to the final is what guarantees the third place. Mm-hmm. No. That is the reason I'm saying there should be no. There's no way the second place can play third place.
There's no format where the third place team get 2 chances.
Right. Oh, you're gonna decide the third place team. You're gonna decide the third place team. Good. And then now, when you reach the final, team will come second in the final to turn and play the third place team to go Olympics. Why didn't that third place team make it to the finals then for them to guarantee that? All right. Me go check it out. Mm-hmm.
Some people in the comment section saying that format is correct, but that would be a silly format because that means you will be punishing the second place team.
Mm-hmm. Me I go check it. Which game in the line to beat them? All right, big up, no problem. Yeah, man. All right, big up. No, me have to go do some really in-depth research on that.
Yeah.
Because to me, I can be definitely wrong, people, but to me it does make logical sense. People, I'm not saying that it is wrong. Me never say, I'm not saying wrong, I'm not saying wrong. I just said, does that make sense? That's all me asking. Does that really make sense? For the team who come second and finish or make it to the final, if you lose the opportunity, what if then go the guy finals and all of a sudden then get big injury, Italian kind of something, and then lose the opportunity? To me, it still doesn't make no sense. Why not the third place team go on one continental playoff or something like that?
Yeah, it feels like you're punishing. It feels like you're punishing the second place team.
That makes no sense at all. That makes no sense. That makes sense. But most definitely, I will be there. I will be checking it out, people. I will be definitely check it out. And the next stream, I will see what's happening. Travis said second and third place gonna play for the final spot in 2023. People, I'm not saying that it is wrong. I'm going to check it out. I didn't look at it. I will definitely check it out. May have to go check that out. Because to me, still, yes, even if it's correct and it is right, and structurally that doesn't make any sense though. Sterling said, so what you guys wanting to give the second place team a spot for free? No, they earned it by going to the finals. Just the same as though in the Olympics for the under 20 men's team, the two teams that goes to the final go to the Olympics. The teams that went to the semifinal would have advanced to the World Cup. That makes logical sense. You are awarded for performing. You are awarded for performing. That is football. You get awarded based off merit. That is how I view football.
Yeah, it feels like you're punishing the second place team. It just feels that way.
It's the same reason why I don't like the JPL format, where the league season done and the top of the table, the team them going on a playoff system. The team will come sixth, end up win the entire thing. So I guess no. All you have to do is just enough so as to get into the playoff. You don't have to be consistent right through the season. You don't need to. Think about it this way, people. Think about it. I'm going to tell you this. So what if in the English Premier League, they have a playoff system, right? Man City top the league on 99 points.
One loss.
Manchester United come sixth on 40 points. And they have a playoff system. Then go in a semi-finals, Manchester United win by penalty shootout or some lucky red card. Then go to semi-finals, lucky red card, referee decision. Then they go finals, red card, and then lucky decision, and Manchester United win. Despite finishing with 60 less points than the team that finished up on the table, and them lift the trophy. So the sixth place team is awarded the title after just playing 4 games. So the team that played 30 games right through the season don't get awarded. Winning all and consistent through the season didn't get nothing, don't get nothing at all. So on a logical basis, does that make sense to you?
Well, okay, so let me see if I could understand their thinking in doing this. Let me play devil's advocate.
Look at this now. Sterling said, yes, it does. It gives you 2 chances instead of 1. Who does that? Who get it?
The third place
What
team
about the
gets
team
2
where they
chances.
top will perform right throughout? What about that team?
The third
Who
place team
get the chance?
But this
Who
is what
will
I'm
get the
saying,
chance?
military. This is what I'm saying. Let me play devil's advocate then. Let's say that the organizers or whoever, Concacaf, who set up this format was thinking that the US and Canada always qualify for the Olympics and no other team has any chance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they say, okay, you know what? Let me give the third place team 2 chances at the cherry then. You know?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying to themselves, if they can't say, oh, you know, Canada and US gonna always think they're gonna always go to finals because they're the best team. No, they're gonna say, well,
why are they the best team?
because of performance. But let me put it this way. They're saying no, okay, you can't complain about those chances because we give you 2 chances at the cherry. This is the third place team I'm talking about.
My answer to that is this. The first and second place team has no responsibility or no form of favor to third, fourth, or fifth because they didn't put in what the first and second place did. If first and second place invest in their footballing programs, develop their footballing program, and are reaping the success from it, they should stay first and second because they are doing it the right way. If that
Somebody saying
third and fourth want to achieve what first and second is achieving, guess what? Invest in your football program as well. Develop your football program and compete against first and second for those spots.
Somebody just commented and said the second place team gets 2 chances as well. I don't see that as the case. That's
no case, man. You take away. You actually a 1 chance second place team.
So
you take away chances, man.
So you don't have, you know, you basically take away a chance from them basically because you know, before the best teams go to the finals and the 2 best teams.
Look what this now. Emma said, what if USA became the third place team by getting beaten by Costa Rica? So guess I know, no? Costa Rica and Canada got finals. And USA and Jamaica, they end up going play for the third place. USA beat Jamaica, so USA came third. Costa Rica, Canada finals, women championship finals. Guess what? Canada win it, Costa Rica come second. Guess what now with Costa Rica? They would now turn around, have to play USA to advance. So despite Costa Rica playing so well right throughout.
And let's say they get a lucky win. Let's say they get a lucky win and reach the finals. Let's say they get a lucky win. Ooh. Let's say in Costa Rica, let's say they get in the first game that they played because we all know the ranking and USA is a better team and everything. Yeah, but let's say, let me put all the emotions into it. Let's say US get a red card in the last minute of the game, Costa Rica score, jubilation for the country, everybody feel proud, everything. You go to the finals and you're proud of reaching the finals and Canada, let's say Canada beat them. They're still proud of reaching that far because no other team has reached that far. Mm-hmm. To be told that no, you're the second best team in this tournament, but that's not how you're gonna go to the Olympics. You're gonna have to play US again.
Imagine after all the hard work, after all the hard work. But Tajay Scott was just saying that it makes no logical sense. A team putting so much work consistently throughout the competition, and when they reach to the finals and say yes, their finals, yes, we get beaten in the finals. At least we can look forward to see the Olympics. But guess what? No Olympics with them. Because they play the third place team end up beat them. So as Bala Kick 9 said, they are rewarding you for not giving your all. So you reward a team who just come and play some ball. People, I strongly believe in consistency. Football is a game of merit. Football is a game of merit. And based on how you perform, that is how you should be rewarded. Based on how you perform, that is how you should be rewarded. Don't tell me say you give me a trophy because owner for the club passed away and because of that they want to give us a trophy, the sympathy reason and all these things. That makes no sense. That don't make no sense at all. That don't make no sense. Tennessee said the rules are there before the game. As Mr. Tennessee, may I check it out. May I check it out. Football, let me tell people, there's no, me can't go on finals. And you tell me, say, boy, me win the trophy, but guess what? Because one tragedy happened to the next team, we have to hand over a trophy to them. So to the hard work me put in, my team put in the sacrifices that we make. Our kids they want us for months because we make a sacrifice to come play a competition. I would train hard. The amount of vomit on my vomit in training session, them run. What about my injury on my face so much years?
Honestly,
to see this moment.
Honestly, as the person said, the rule is there before the tournament started, but that rule is almost unheard of in football.
First, man,
because it's the first I ever hear you basically punish a second place team.
First, me I hear something like that. Military, everyone knows the rule before the competition starts. So how you are complaining? I didn't know. Tennessee, I never know. I didn't know that particular rule. I didn't know the rule that governed the Olympics. I didn't know. I never knew at all. I did not know the rules that govern the Olympics. I'm being honest here. I didn't know. Was created to create meaning for the third place match as the winner remains alive in the Olympic qualification while the loser is eliminated. You come second and still not get nothing.
To me,
finals and still not get nothing.
To me, the third place team should play some form of intercontinental cup or something.
Go play something. You have other competitions where you can find other third places where they can play against to make it. You got AFCON, where them have them female AFCON, where them have the third place competition, where the Concacaf third place something the finalists can go play against them to see who worthy if got it Olympics.
If they can't give 3 places, then just remain with the top 2 teams. It's simple as that.
Irma said, I'm not sure that rule was there before the competition started. It has always been top 2. As I said, people, me go check it out. I'm not even know if me get the information right now. Vacation. Me really have to go see. I have to go see. But anyways, people, all right, so we'll close off now, people. Any final thoughts on Rolando?
I'm just hoping the girls go into that game, handbrakes off, play with the freedom that I know they can play with, and follow up the performance against Haiti. I know Canada would have their chance, would have the lion's share of position and their chances, but I'm hoping we hold tight in defense and break quickly on the counter like we did against Haiti. And I just hope we come out victorious. I'm hoping for another wonderful game from Rebecca Spence, Drew Spence, Khadija Shah, through the whole spine of the team, And I think it's full time for Jody Brown to come to the party now in the tournament. I remember the first tournament I won in her. She actually won, I think, Young Player of the tournament, and that was a tournament involving the same Canada and US as well. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. As it stands, the poll is saying that. Let me read out the poll. How confident are you? 100% getting it done. 56% votes. We are out. 0% we are out. That's 4% vote. 50-50, but we still believe. That's 40%. So that looks good. I'm gonna end the poll now. Just ended the poll, people. So thank you all for who participated in that poll. My PayPal is up there for those who have any concern in that. But anyways, people, everyone who tuned in, really appreciate it. Many don't have the confidence, but come on, people. It's tough. We're going up against Olympic champions and one of the best teams in the world, just the same as we played against the USA. They are ahead of us in regards to a lot of things. Resources, management, preparation. They played a lot of games this year. Almost about 5 to 6 more games than that we have played this year. So that means that they are fit, they are sharp. They are ready and they want this. But nonetheless, we still support the Reggae Girls. We're still looking forward to have a good showing from them. Still looking forward to have some to see what they are capable of doing against these top teams. And I do believe that game against USA would have been an highlight to them to how or the level that we should play to keep it buzzing, to keep it going, and how we can be competitive. Anytime people, we're gonna go now, so hopefully guys are doing good. Let me see if I can find the match to close off with. Let me see if I can bring this up. But as I said, people, I'm gonna check out that qualification process. As the guy said, I will definitely check it out. So because it's really something I'm very much interested in and would want to see the full details of it. Nonetheless, Shakil said, in addition, the winners will qualify for the Olympics and the 2024 Concacaf Gold Cup, while the second and third place team will advance to the Concacaf Olympic playoff. Okay, so actually, it's just one team who gets the automatic qualification. It's just one spot then. It's not a case in which Rich Dog said we were born to conquer and win. So then nobody feel we win. So basically that means nothing is guaranteed then. Anyways, people, I'll see you guys again. You can watch the highlights. This is the highlights for the game against Haiti. Hopefully you enjoy it. Big up, people.